Brakati Yahweh, Brakati Yahushai, Brakati Yahweh, Brakati Yahushai, Brakati Yahweh, Brakati Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Bahashim, Chakudash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone with true salutations to the hopeful elect out there. You Akim, Sadakim that do this thing in the utmost truth and sincerity. I'm the priest Shaman, and I want to speak on the obesity epidemic in America, man. This thing it's crazy, bro. And every time I do lessons like this, a lot of times my channels get terminated or banned or suspended, and I'm down. One of my other channels got suspended, but I'm gonna still do this lesson, bro. This is if you look up top, this is Yumi Nu. She was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. They had Sierra, they had Kim Kardashian, they had Elon Musk's mother, which is 70-year-old. She didn't look bad for 70-year-old. I'm not gonna even lie, but they put this on the cover, Yumi Nu, which they calling this plus size, and she's obviously obese. But what Esau is doing, they have an agenda. And you've been seeing this so much, if you notice that you've become normalized to seeing it. You go to stores, Old Navy, they have mannequins, or you go to the Gap, they have mannequins with bodies that are shaped like this, and it's mainly women. Because there's no way, a man overweight could go on the cover of some magazine and sell anything, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is this, a woman could get away with it. And now if you look at it, it's deceptive because, she does have a pretty face. So if it's truly about putting beauty and all that, so why don't she have an ugly face? Because you can't market that. You can't sell beauty products. So she has to have a pretty face. They have to Photoshop her neck so her neck looks skinny. But then what they're trying to force down your throat is this woman, is that overweightness is beautiful. And Jordan Peterson, he had pretty much said, look, man, this is authoritarian mindset to try to force me to tell me this is beautiful and it's not. With George Peterson, he's telling the truth, man. No matter how much they try to create a social construct and tell you that this is beautiful, this is that. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of men, a majority of men would slam anyways. They would smash anyways. Because it doesn't take much for a man, to have sex with a woman, quote unquote, just have a whole theory. It's pretty much a theory that says a woman could look like whatever and jump on Tinder and get options. Whereas men have to work to get minimal options, But yeah, you still have dudes that will take this down, But here's the thing, Tom Likas, the apostles put us on to Tom Likas, he made a good point. Tom Likas said fat chicks are for poor men. And you might disagree or whatever, but reality proves that. You know what I'm saying? If you look at men that are rich and successful, look at the woman that they take on the red carpet with them. Because a man knows, a woman is like, if you get money, having an attractive woman is like having a really nice car, a really nice house. And as much as they're trying to force this down society, men still know that, a young, attractive, slim woman is physically is what is the most sought after. You look at Leonardo DiCaprio, all right, the man has money, status, and looks, everything. He has all Infinity Stones, and look at the woman that he chooses, all right. As soon as they hit 25, he gets rid of them. He gets young, beautiful women. As he get older, the women stay the same age, like my man Matthew McConaughey said in that movie Fast Times at Richmond High. But the scriptures is against obesity, man. And I'm going to go into it, man. This is the book of Proverbs. Let me read this one first. Proverbs 23 and 20. Be not among wine bibbers. A wine bibber is somebody that overindulges in wine. You're constantly drunk. Among riotous eaters of flesh, which is somebody that is gluttonous, somebody that cannot control putting, food in their mouth. Because being fat, is a choice. It's a choice. It's a choice that you make as an individual. If you were stranded on the island with no food, your body naturally would not become fat. So it's a choice that people make. Now, it's not an excuse to say that the so-called white man has made it very hard by the options that he's given. Salaki, it's still an excuse, actually. It's an excuse to be if we being up front, yes, the so-called white man has created shit options, mainly targeted at poor people here in America, but it's still a choice, man. You still not he's not forcing that food down your mouth. See what I'm saying? And America is one of the few places in the world where the poor people are fat. Normally the rich people are the one that's supposed to be fat, but in America the poor people are fat. Why? Because of the options given. It says, "Be not among winebibbers, among rioters, eaters of flesh, over gluttonous people. For the drunkard and the glutton shall come to poverty, and drowsiness shall clothe a man with rags." Exactly. So if all you do is eat, drink, sleep on your ass, then eventually you're gonna be poor, man. You're not gonna even be able to clothe yourself. That's what the scriptures is saying, man. And if you look at people that become obese, which is a disease, okay, it's a disease, man. All right, it doesn't contribute to a prolonged life, and that's ultimately the goal, man. The goal is to kill you. How can we kill you? How can we get you sick? How can we get you in and out the medical system? And we living in 2022 where the average woman's weight is more than the average man in the 1960s, man. All right, and you got women out there because the woman is very gullible. They'll believe things like, "Oh, woman is supposed to naturally be bigger, carry body fat for baby, but not bigger than the man." It's not natural for males to be bigger than females. We're not hyenas, man. You know? But like I said, given the option, if a man had the option to choose, he would not choose this. Men are smashing chicks like this because they don't have the option. Or it's a drought. This is not beautiful. This is not right, man. This is insane. But America is a land of confusion. Babylon. Proverbs 23:1. When thou sittest to eat with a ruler, consider diligently what is before thee, and put a knife to thy throat, if thou be a man given to appetite. So the wisdom is telling you, the wisdom is telling you, let's say you have a big appetite. If you're around somebody, a ruler, control your appetite. Brothers, that's a little wisdom there, man. If you invited to a brother's crib, don't go there pretty much starving to eat, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to go into a brother's crib and go on for 3/4 and 5ths and shit. You know what I'm saying? Even, brother offer you food to eat, but you don't want to come across as gluttonous, man. So the wise thing to do is to eat before you get there. But the point is, Americans are gluttonous, man. America is one of the few places on earth where you could have food 24/7, and it's not supposed to be that way. And to the brothers out there that are struggling with the weight, work on your weight. Work on it, man. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you can do. And don't make excuses. Now, we know America is going to be destroyed. And one might say, well, if America is going to be destroyed, to hell with my weight or caring what I eat. We're going to be out of here anyways. And that is a foolish way to think, man. You know what I'm saying? The apostles and elders, when I had an elder Napi giving a testimony saying, look, man, in 2000 we taught like that. Brothers ate, thinking the world's going to be destroyed in the year 2000, and it didn't happen. Now it's 20 years later, and the apostles are very mindful. Apostles and elders are very mindful of the things that they put in their body, and they tell us to be on point. For the most part, brothers in the camp are, but that's not the route. That's not the best mindset to have, brothers. You know what I'm saying? To put off, responsibilities and certain things concerning your body because we know America is going to be destroyed. So you don't give a fuck about it. That's not the best move to make, because it's one thing to read scriptures, but the goal really is to apply scriptures, man. Apply them and look at the applications thereof from others. And we've seen men that had that mindset and it didn't turn out too good for them, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's not the best mindset to have, brothers. All right. Now, if you look at the obesity rate in America, all right, you can see it's drastically has increased, man. is drastically has increased, and what the so-called white man agenda is doing is to try to tell people to not only accept it but see it as beautiful, man. And we know right off the bat that's off, because we know anything the so-called white man pushes is adverse to the scriptures. You know, first of all, the body is a dwelling for your spirit. This is the book of 1 Corinthians 3:16. Know ye not that ye are the temple of the Most High? Right, because Acts 7:48 tells us the Most High doesn't dwell in temples made with hands. The Most High dwells in us via this truth. All right, so your body, these bodies that we have, they're chains, but they're a temple. That's where the spirit dwells. And what you do to your body affects your spirit. The two work in tandem. And you got to picture your body like that, like a house. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to make sure the good things are coming in. That way the spirit's at ease, man. Okay? And the things that we consume in our body does affect our spirit. Why do you think there's dietary laws? All right? To preserve your health, man. You see? Now, I'm not saying if you keep the laws, it's not going to make you... It's going to... If you eat everything lawful, doesn't mean you're going to be slim. You could still be obese, man. And the opposite. You could eat unlawful things and be slim. But the point is, you want to eat lawful things. The case in point, look at Moab. And it shows you the hypocrisy, too, that this is all bullshit, because Yemu knew there was... The thing that they was marketing heavy about her on this thing was she was the first Asian American plus size model on diversity. So they say no, it's about diversity. See, she's Asian, but wait a minute. Less than 5% of Asian women are obese, man. So who are you really targeting? There's not an audience for that. The majority of Asian women are, you know what I'm saying, got their weight under control. So you targeting how the hell are you trying to, you know what I'm saying? How is that diversity? If a majority of the Asian community is in shape, because she can't go to China or Japan and try to get on a cover looking like that, man. It's not gonna work. You see, it won't work. You can't go in China and look. They won't stand for it. You know what I'm saying? Because the Moabites know that's some bullshit. You know, they'll be shunned by the men and shunned by the women. And that's how things used to be. And it's the correct way of things should be, man. You know? You should be bullied and mocked for looking like that. You know what I'm saying? For not having your weight under control. That way you can feel some sort of shame, and it creates humility and makes you want to better yourself. But if you don't do that and encourage it, this is what you're gonna have, man. This is what you're gonna have. You're gonna have women that are 250 pounds, like Miss Yum New here, be a goddamn model. A model is supposed to look good half naked, man. That's the whole point of it. That's their whole career is to look in very above normal half naked. So at this point, anybody could be a model. You know what I'm saying? Anybody could just get on the cover of a magazine if you could look like that. Shit, you know what I'm saying? What's the point anymore? They're supposed to have a certain standard, and if you don't meet that standard, you will lose your job. However, this woman, again, targeting the woman, gets to keep her job. Notice how the neck and the face is still slim. You see what I'm saying? But the body is huge. Why? Because they want to market her face too. You know? This devil is an asshole, man. It says, verse 17, if any man defile the temple of the Most High, him shall the Most High destroy. For the temple of the Most High is holy, which temple ye are. And the main way you defile the temple of the Lord, really, is with the philosophies you put in your body, in your mind. You know what I'm saying? The food also can defile you, breaking the law, statutes, and commandments. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of the health issues, which make it hard on your spirit, comes from your diet. You know what I'm saying? And the Bible is not with being overweight, bro. It's not. The scriptures is just not with it. It's an insult. Matter of fact, let me prove that. And prove it's an insult to be overweight, man. This is the book of Amos 4:1. Now, this is the prophet Amos speaking to the northern kingdom. It says, "Hear this word, ye kine of Bashan, that are in the mountains of Samaria, which oppress the poor, which crush the needy, which say to their masters, bring and let us drink." Now, now Amos, the prophet, is insulting his people. All right, because when you go into it, and I put it on his side right here, this guy, he pretty much broke it down right. This is the kind of Bashan. Bashan is a very pasturous place in Israel where the cows are extremely fat, way more fat than normal. Because at the time when Amos was coming out the northern kingdom, that's how the women have become. So it's an insult to be a fat heifer. You see? This society of damn near made fat a derogatory term. Like, it's almost an insult if you call somebody fat, which fat is excess energy not used, or as the apostles are breaking it down, it's a demon, man. Fat's a demon, you know? It says the fearless prophet Amos was sent. This is what am I reading from? Leon Molden.blog. This is from Leon Molden. He said the fearless prophet Amos was sent by Yahweh. They got Yahweh here, to the northern kingdom of Israel in the days of the divided kingdom. He cried out against the idolatry there. In this prosperous, albeit short-lived time when Jeroboam II reigned, the 8th century BC, Amos also rebuked the luxury-loving women in Israel who cared nothing about God and his will. That's why he said, "Hear this word, ye kine of Bashan, that are in the mountains of Samaria, which oppress the poor, which crush the needy, which say to their masters, bring and let us drink." So Amos insulted them by calling them overweight. So the scriptures is not dealing with overindulging in food, man. That's not beauty. It's undisciplined. And they had a movie in 2006 called Idiocracy, as you can see here. I don't know if any brother has seen this movie, but the synopsis, I'm going to read it. It says, in 2005, average in every way private Joe Bowers, Luke Wilson, is played by Luke Wilson, the brother of Owen Wilson, is selected to take part in a secret military experiment to put him in hibernation for a year, along with a woman named Rita, Mayor Rudolph. The slumbering duo is forgotten when the base they are stored is closed down and are left in stasis until 2505, so 500 years. When they finally wake up, they discover the average intelligence of humans has decreased so much that Joe is now the smartest man in the world. And again, Hollywood is just nothing but lesser luminaries. This is what they want. And when you watch the movie Idiocracy, the attention span, the weight, people were just dumb and fat. And the average attention span of Americans are now shorter than that of a goldfish. How? TikTok, Vines. If you can't capture somebody's attention in less than 10 seconds, they're completely gone. Like, this is being done by design to get people fat, to get people more stupid, all right? And then to say that's beautiful. You see? Rich people that have money and wealth, they don't think like that. They want the poor people to think like that. Mainly you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you know? I mean, they all want everybody fat, dumb, and stupid. It's easier to control them. But the target is you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. You see? This shit is off, man. Scriptures deals with moderation. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus 31 and 20. Sound sleep cometh of moderate eating. So you get good sleep when you eat moderately. Again, this is wisdom. We read in Proverbs by Solomon. We read in Ecclesiasticus that was put together by Yahushua, the son of Sirach. All right? And they all telling you to be moderate when you eat, man. The scriptures Amos is insulting being overweight women. But why is that being praised and esteemed, man? in this society. Why? Because America's backwards, man. It says, sound sleep cometh of moderate eating. He riseth early, and his wits are with him. But the pain of watching and choler and pangs of the belly are with an unsatiable man. All right? Unsatiable man. Let me look that word up. Dictionary. Actually, let me just type it up over here so they can pronounce it right. Salakia, bear with me. Let me look up unstable. Not able to be satisfied. So, and pretty much unsatisfiable. But they have their satiable, unsatiable. I'm like, what word am I saying? That's what I was like, I have to hear this. Unsatiable. Okay. Able to be met. Okay, this is why you look things up. Satiable. All right. It says, and choler and pangs of the belly are with an unsatiable man. Exactly. So, pains in your stomach, your colon, which that's pretty much your second brain. It's the elder Yaquab was going into Saturday. All right. The pains, all that, it comes from a man that cannot be satisfied. His appetite cannot be met. See? So not being in control of what you eat can destroy you. Again, the so-called white man's knows this. That's how come the elites, they are mindful of the things that they put in their body. But for the average person out there, they don't give a fuck. They want the opposite. They want you sick, get you in the medical industry, and from there it's a wrap, man. Let me get care of diet. It's Ecclesiasticus 30:25. A cheerful and good heart will have a care of his meat and diet. Right? I'm not adding to the scriptures, but I personally would also incorporate exercise as well. A cheerful and good heart will have a care of his meat and diet and exercise, man. And you know what I'm saying? Because you could watch the stuff that you eat, you know, keeping the laws. Watch your diet, moderation, but you also have to have some bodily exercise in there. Now the scripture says it profiteth little, but it doesn't say it doesn't profit at all, man. You know? We know at the end of the day, you could be as fit as hell, and somebody could be overweight, obese, but ultimately it's up to the Lord, whoever gets sick, whoever lives longer, you know? So it's all in the hands of the Lord. But the scriptures is telling us to be mindful of what we eat, what we consume, you know what I'm saying? How much we eat. And you know damn well Yahushua wasn't obese. You know? One, he kept the laws, statutes, and commandments, so he was eating all the right things. Okay? And you're not going to be out of shape, fat and shit, you know? With 150 pounds to 300. That's what the scholars say. The scholars say anywhere from 100 to 300 pound cross. You're not going to be able to carry that too far, man, if you're out of shape. So Yahushua, I'm not saying Yahushua was walking around like a classic physique bodybuilder, but I'm just saying he had, you know, he applied the scriptures. He was applying Proverbs. He was eating in moderation. You know what I'm saying? He's pretty much the embodiment. He's the book in flesh. See? So everything that we were reading about in the book, Yahushua was applying it. You know what I'm saying? He's a living book. So we got to be like Yahushua, man. You see? So, for the most part, brothers are on it, but the average American out there, man, they're going to continue to get fatter and stupider, man. You see? And as this continues, there's going to be a supply and demand, simply. So the women that are keeping themselves in shape, it's going to be a greater demand, man. Men, we already know this, man. Men, you don't got to tell men this. Men already know Unless you have money or status, if you out of shape, you ain't getting no box, man. You got to work to get box as a man. Women could walk around, look like whatever, and still, again, the just have a hold theory. You know, they could look like hammered shit, overweight, all that. Go on a dating app and get more matches and like than the most handsome man on the earth, man. That's just how it is. You know, and that's how come you see when you get all that constant validation and nobody rebukes you, nobody reproves you, then you don't see any faults with your actions, man. Hey, man. Ezekiel, the 4th chapter, the food is defiled. Everybody's getting fat and stupid and dumb. And that's America for you. A backwards land. I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahawashi, Bahashim, Chakodash. That belongs to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, which you well. Salutations to the whole for the elect out there. You Akim to Zadakim. That do this in the most truth and sincerity. Shalom.